Sur demande, bonnement.
Hello and welcome to another small vlog. Today I'm hiking in the Jura, Franches-Montagnes, the three mountains of the Jura, and it's a very nice March day with lots of sun, and I think it's a perfect occasion to test a little bit out the Sony RX0II and the Sony RX100 VII for making a small hiking vlog. Everything is recorded in S-Log2. I'm mingling around a little bit with the connections, and especially today I want to practice a little bit changing between video mode on the RX100 with S-Log2 and then changing back to, how to say, RAW for photos and see how this turns out. I think about my photo workflow I made a small, how to say, thinking mistake. Since I've used, I think, like for 10 years Fuji only, I got used to have a camera that can process JPEGs perfectly in body, and yeah, I got away from shooting RAW altogether. But I think this is a approach that I cannot use, for example, for Sony cameras, because I mean, let's face it, especially on the RX100 VII, the JPEGs are just not as nice as on a Fujifilm. So today I will also shoot a little bit of raw photos and see how the result is compared to in-body JPEG. Also, I didn't want to be bothered with ND filters and such, so all of this is recorded in 60p Full HD. But I think for a small vlog like this is perfect quality. I think also this time I set the microphone on the RX0II correctly, so this time they should not be too loud. And for the reference, this is vlogging with the Sony RX100 VII. Previously I just used the RX0II. But of course my preparation was far from being perfect. For example, I forgot to charge the RX0II battery. I only have one, and since I'm not sure how long I want to keep the camera, I didn't order any spare batteries. And also the market is extremely, how to say, empty. There are not so many good brand batteries for the Sony RX0II, unfortunately. Also, as last time I complained a lot about the aperture and the exposure, this time I will do another approach. I will not be in manual mode, I will be in automatic, but I set the auto exposure lock to a very handy button. So like this I should have like consistent exposure, but without having to fiddle around in the menus and set the exposure try and error. Let's see how it turns out. There is always one thing that bothers me with the Sony RX100 VII, or that makes it difficult to do like these type of videos. The screen is like partially blocked by the camera when you flip it, and you cannot see like the exposure values very well, so you have to eyeball it too. But otherwise it works pretty well, I think. So unfortunately it seems that it will rain in the next days, and it has been quite dry during the past week. So all of the farmers are putting dung on the fields, and well, I think now I'm hiking for about an hour. So my experience for now is that I'm only shooting with the RX100 VII because the RX0 is hidden somewhere in my backpack, because with the tripod and the microphone it's pretty bulky. Let's see if I can force myself to use it a little bit more. I removed the external microphone from the RX0II because I just realized it's extremely clumsy, and I never really tried the internal microphone in a good situation. Right now there is almost no wind, so I really just have to think that if I plug the microphone in again, I have to reduce the volume of the microphone input, because otherwise it will just be clipping all the time. What I think is quite odd, I mean, they could make it much nicer now I have this tripod that is connected to the Sony RX0 by USB, by micro USB, and it has like a zoom function like this, so like digitally, which is in my opinion absolutely useless. And this would be also a nice place to add some function keys, so that you can use the zoom in button to lock the exposure, for example, or else. Maybe this exists and I just did not see it yet. I don't know. So I hiked for nearly 2 hours. I think it's time now to find a little bit of a quiet place and have a break. So the Lac de Gruère is a marsh lake, so there's lots of very soft ground. But it's very beautiful in winter, in fall or in summer. It's a nice place to visit that is a little bit off the beaten track in Switzerland. It freezes during the winter very often, then you can also walk a little bit on it, and in summer it's a very calm and lush place to hang out for a Saturday or Sunday. So to the next train station it's about 1.5 hours to walk. It's already 5 o'clock, so I have to hurry a little bit. So now that it gets a little bit darker and the sun is setting, it's really getting colder. It was very hot during the day for March. It's already mid-March, early March. But now it's getting quite fresh. Nice, no sweating anymore. One of the advantages of having bought the RX0II is that it came with this handy tripod that I'm using now. And yeah, usually I use the PGI Tech clips, but this one has like a screw-on tripod thread mount, and this is also quite quick and quite practical. You just have to connect it via USB, and this has the advantage that you can change it from device without that you have to go to the Bluetooth configuration settings, like the Bluetooth remote from PGY-Tech. So I have to hurry. The next train is in about 15 minutes and it's about 10-15 minutes to walk. And then I'm on my way home. So if the last clip looked a little bit choppy, it was because I reduced the shutter speed to a 50th of a second. And then obviously 160 or 60 FPS doesn't work properly anymore. I think now it should look a little bit smoother. I should be there in a minute. And the bus arrives too. That's a perfectly coordinated Swiss regional timetable. Alright, that was a nice hike. Now I'm on the way home and I should be home in 1 hour. It's a typical Swiss regional transport chain, changing in Le Noirmont, then Clovelly, and then at Raymond I will take the bike back.
Arrêt sur demande, La Chaux-des-Breleux.